Moist needs a couple wins to clinch Major, and their journey starts with G1. G1 has their own mission, though, as a loss means G1 misses out on Major. With everything on the line, let's hope we get an awesome game.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the... Sorry. No, it's not Johnny. It's not a Chiefs.
Does that mean I'm not a Chiefs?
Cole and Stumpy. Oh my word. And we are here with the Moist versus G1 lower bracket round. And Cole, you had a little bit of a rant about G1 on that pre-show desk. Let me hear everything that you have against these boys.
I was really hoping you wouldn't bring that up, because here I am now commentating over them. Could get a little bit awkward, but I guess I've been frustrated because I loved their unpredictability before, okay? In winter, sure, they had a collapse them on Utopia every now and then, but with Mark by 8, they were unpredictable, and that could get on the team's skin. Since bringing in Oli, they seem more predictable, and their defending seems to have slowed down somewhat. But the good news is that definitely seems to be on an upward surge, okay? They had a massive victory yesterday. Hopefully that's the start of something more. Oli against his old team, Oxygen. So let's hope we're now seeing the true version of G1.
There's also the question mark, Cole, where you said that you were the most mechanical ginger in Rocket League over Cash, and he's got a little bit of a debuff, bless him, on him, where you absolutely ran through his results saying that he is got that Regional 3 lack of ability, it feels like. But this is his chance, right, to make sure that he is able to actually get to those majors.
I mean, Moist have started well in this first game, and I'm proud of my boy Cash for sticking with his dominance, because he moves away from it every now and then, and I just think, come on, man, you're a player that suits it, the way you play, the play style. But as I'm talking, G1 are showing why they are a dangerous team, and it's 1-0 to them.
Dorito from a near standstill here as well. Absolutely bangs it top bins round the side of Cash and can send it just out the reach of Joyo. Open up the scoring here for G1, and they have had their way with Moist over and over again. The last two series that we've seen these guys play, it has been 3-1 in favour of G1. That was back in winter. They've not played each other in spring just yet, so it's a good chance to see this brand new roster of Moist with Cash, hoping that they're going to be able to outdo the new, not quite new, but the new in terms of this matchup roster in G1.
There's only the new player getting a couple of touches in that awkward Moist corner, and Moist struggling to deal with it. You have to remember as well that Moist have been a team in transition since the start of this season. First losing Vatira, then losing Rise. Poor Joyo being alone, standing on the ashes of what Moist once was, doing his best to bring it back up, and in my opinion, he's done brilliantly in that.
Yesterday, he was on something. Joyo put forward a performance that would, I think a lot of people were saying, I saw on social media, were saying, that is a performance that shows it was not about Rise. It was not about Vatira necessarily even. Of course, it was to do with the trio, but Joyo had as much part in that as the other guys. He was sensational yesterday, utterly unstoppable. Some great solo plays of his own, but also making sure that he is facilitating the other two on his team. And Cash, he's able to step it up now in these big moments, but this is the biggest series for them. Win this, and you get even closer to making sure that you attend Boston.
Well, there was the least experienced man on the Moist roster, Juicy, just barreling his way forward, trying to get some fet defending going. But G1 are just refusing to be shaken away, Stumpy.
A lovely pass, well, from that midfielder. Atomic shies away instead of falls to Dorito to find Oli utterly unmarked. Cash and Joyo both skybound, and so you shoot the lower left corner, no one's going to be there to defend it. 2-0, G1 are looking spicy.
Yeah, a perfect start for G1. They are just barreling down upon Moist at every opportunity, and Moist can't really handle them right now. The aggressive half rotations, this team dynamic they seem to be building finally from G1 is working, but Moist are coming back. One or two passes, none of them quite working. This is where G1 have been dangerous, so the counter-attacks, Juicy gets in the way of that one, and then Juicy again can get some boost and clear away.
I'm upset with Joyo. He's not using the Dominus.
I know.
Cash is rocked in the Dominus. That means Johnny was right, that there's not going to be the two Dominuses, the Domini. This is a big shame, but Cash is still making sure that he rocks it. And Joyo, after yesterday, quite frankly, actually, he's got as much right to do whatever he wants. But he was performing in the Dominus, so why would you change? But Joyo, over in that Octane, slightly different game style. He's then going to be employing Atomic. Does manage to get rid of Cash. One shot, one pass, one kill. Atomic, 3 on the board, going in favour of G1, 1 apiece.
I'm glad Atomic could see what was going on, because I had no idea with both times after the touches, a demo coming in straight away. All I saw was the word boom. Atomic, though, he followed it home and completed this frantic start for G1. This is the best G1 I've seen for a long time. Probably this split, Stumpy.
I mean, after you, quite frankly, were rude to them, you insulted them frequently on the pre-show.
They're proving me wrong.
They are proving you wrong, and that's a coward's way out. I'd like for you to double down on that opinion, quite frankly. G1, though, here, they are fighting absolutely for their lives. It's going to eliminate them from those major chances, and then they can only watch that major for any chance of them going to Worlds. That major is huge. There are more points than ever available. It is scary times if you don't manage to make it. And Moist, they've near enough locked their position in. A win here, as I said earlier, is going to be vital for them, though.
Atomic just sends that one high. Oli's following it up past Joyo. Dorito into the center is going to just smash it as far as he can forwards. This is a good play from G1. They don't need to do too much work. Maybe they still will. They're making connections in the final third. They were doing the same against Oxygen yesterday. And every time they do, Moist just have to scatter a little bit in defense. And Moist aren't dealing with that in any way right now.
Yeah, Moist aren't looking to have too much team synergy, I feel. They're not they passed a couple of times, but almost felt like they saw their big brother G1 do it, and so then they fancied to go. Instead, Moist aren't able to really make too many threatening plays for themselves. Solo, counter plays, whatever it ends up being. Good fake out, though, by Joy, but nobody's there. I like the idea, but with no man able to actually receive that ball that you've let fly past you, then you may as well get the touch yourself.
And it's only a best of 5 as well. The opening game is a big part of that statistic. Who's going to win the race to 3? G1, in pretty much every single way, have started it better. Cash is currently rocking 86 points, so a quiet game from him, but then it's been a quiet game from all 3 of the Moist players. Will we see what we saw earlier on for Hoga mode? A late goal to bring some momentum into game number 2, or a Juicy and Moist gonna have to just settle for second best all over the park? That's gonna be the case. G1, huge winners in game 1.
Massive win. And also, there are no timeouts, bear in mind, at this point either. You can't take an extra minute. You aren't able to talk it through more. If we look back at what we've seen timeouts do for teams, they have that winning percentage afterwards. We know those speeches that some coaches have done historically to bring their teams back up. It's only a 1-game loss. Yes, it was a 3-0. It was one team on the pitch, as far as I'm concerned, really. Moist really did not put too much up. 3 shots in total. Not particularly impressed with him in that first one, but yesterday, Bear and Michael Cole, they got a reverse sweep versus PSG Tundra.
Yeah, they did, and it was a bit of a scrappy reverse sweep. It never looked simple for Moist. But if you can do that, you can lean on that experience, you can remind yourself of what happened before and take it from there. But there's still a lot of work for Moist Esports before they even think about winning games. First, they got to get on the score sheet. First, they got to get some pressure against G1 without looking like they're overcommitting, because G1 are just taking Moist apart on the counter-attack.
Game 2, Forbidden Temple opens up. Every egg takes their seat. The waterfalls are flowing, the pagodas are pagoda-ing, and Moist are looking for that first game win.
Could be a terrible start. It's almost going to be the case, but it's just hit the crossbar. Juicy was watching that one, praying it wouldn't bounce in, and his prayers, thankfully, were answered. G1 starting game 2 as well as they ended game number 1. Dorito puts that one to the side. It's a little bit better from Moist, though. Cash, can he get more involved? He's changed cars. I don't blame him. For all my love of him, the Dominus, that's the perfect time to switch up.
I like to say I don't blame him, but I also don't respect him for it, and I think that's valid. I think that's valid. With one pass, though, fine, Joyo, take it back, as he is rocking up in that Mustang. He goes for a lower, flatter car, and the power that he has generated on the end of that brilliant pass from Cash daggers the heart of G1.
The fact that 2 Moist players, at least, I haven't seen what Juicy's rocking, have changed their cars suggests there was some, if not tilt, inherent frustration with the way they were in game 1. And that's why I was saying I don't blame them for it at all, because it wasn't working. G1 all over them. And now, even if it's just in their minds, there has been a mindset shift.
Joyo now with that beautiful Mustang sends it long, but with Dorito to receive, he sends it high towards Oli, low on boost though. Dorito removing Joyo. This is going to open up that orange side for a push from the Moist boys. Juicy getting rid of Dorito on the pitch, and Atomic just lets that ball fly a little bit too far. Cole, we were talking a little bit earlier about what this means to Moist on the pre-show, but when you look at the support that they have also got on the Moist Critical stream, they are frantic. Every single time that these guys play, it is a ritual fest over there. They don't do anything differently. If someone's gone to the toilet recently, they're like, okay, you don't go again because we won when you went to the toilet in that previous game. They'll like wear the same t-shirts from when they've won historically as well. It is madness on that stream, and Juicy causing a little bit of madness of his own, manages to get the second for Moist.
Whatever t-shirt they've changed into recently will not be changed for a good 6 months because Moist are looking like a team refreshed, and it is Juicy. A player who's been blowing hot and cold for Moist. He looks, I would say, the most delicate of the three of them. When there's a poor moment or a misplay or a whiff, he's the one who seems to retreat into his shell the most from what I can see. I really hope they're building up on that because if Moist are to make it to the major, which is of course likely as much as we love Morgan Mode, he has to have that inner strength placed into him by himself and his teammates.
I'd like to see Joyo back at those lands too. He missed the one, and I didn't like it. I didn't like not seeing him there. It didn't feel right, especially then when you've got the chance to see Rise and Vatira also taking part. But those boys still staying very much in contact, very much still being friends too. But under 2 minutes gone, and only enemies being made on the pitch of Forbidden Temple. 2 goals in favour of Moist, holding onto this lead very well. And G1, not a single player has broken 100 points yet.
Let's see which one will be the first two. Atomic's rocking 14. A complete swing between one game to the next between these two, where G1 suppressed everything Moist tried in the first one. And now it's the opposite. Dorito's looked most likely so far for G1. He just sends it forwards. Can't quite get round it for Joyo. And Joyo can take this one away. He gets the Musty into the center. Cash is warming up. He's warming something up. He gets the double tap. It's not quite in, though, because Atomic dodges it away.
A beautifully safe 50 as well from Juicy. Knows that he's the last man back. Can't rush in. Instead, gets that 50 into a brilliant position on the sidewall. You'll see it here. That's very safe. It goes into a very fortuitous position for him. Sees Dorito turn on the sidewall, knows that the net is open, and it is pixel perfect from the post. 3 goals for Moist now, and that's a 2 for Juicy.
Who needs a tactical timeout when you can just change a preset? You go to options, click change preset, just hit it at random, see what ends up, use that, and apparently you'll beat G1 by 3-0. When I say that, they haven't won anything yet because G1, they were so dangerous in the first one. Can they turn that back on? They've slowed down in this one. Moist are just sitting that slight step back, allowing G1 to come onto them, and G1 haven't adapted their own tactics. I'll have to do so. Look at that dunk from Joyo yet again. G1 clearing it, but not far enough. Juicy's there. Oli, a man who had his own career to save, I'd say, after what happened to him with Oxygen, is next one up. But yeah, much improved from Moist.
It's great seeing Oli do well as well. Yes, G1 haven't done as well as they did previously. Get into that tiebreaker at least. This is a lot harder. They need to literally win that regional to even have any chance. But it's good to see Oli finding a bit more of a home. You're going to have those moments where the team will not be perfect straight away. You very rarely see that happen. Even with Moist, we've not seen that happen. You saw with Oxygen previously when they changed, and with G1, that hasn't happened either. So it's good to see Oli getting onto a decent team. Hopefully he's going to be able to get more consistent results, work into that very unbreakable top European 5. And Cash, with a couple of 50s and a couple of sneaky plays and a slow roller, it's 4 for Moist.
Disappointing for G1 after that first game, though. That shot from Dorito had no business being at this level. Cash was clearly charging him down. Got to put that one to the side to make sure you're not getting dunked. I appreciate you trying to rush things when you're 3 goals down, but he's still at 1 minute and 7 seconds. There's time to play with. At 3-0, at 4 though, Stumpy, not quite the case. And again, like the first series, a massive swing between both opening games.
Yeah, huge. And you said the change in the cars, that is absolutely part of it. D-Rex, on for mission, said that when he tracked it after the RLCS X season, when players changed their cars, it resulted in a game win of 55 to 60% in that following game. Like, it does help. You've got that mental reset just to play that little bit differently. And Moist, they have done that perfectly. They've shut out G1 so far in game number 2. Chance for them, though, to be getting 5. Probably won't happen, and it's a good time for a reset, I feel, for G1 going into game number 3.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned at this point, they should just be chatting about what went wrong in this game. This one's well and truly done. It has been for at least the last 50 seconds or so, which essentially works as a pre-timeout. You know, this is completely meaningless Rocket League we're seeing right now.
Garbage time.
Juicy scores a banger. Musty. Whoa, he was following up. Little team pinch. There you go. G1 have got themselves a goal. Take that with you to the third, and who knows what happens next.
Even if that is off a fat double commit into the most ridiculous dunk we've seen, you've still outsped, you've still got the goal, you've still done well to secure that one Dorito. So with 3 seconds left, yes, it's going to be complete garbage time, but G1, opportunity for them to have at least chipping away at the block that seemed to be in their mind in this second game. Joy with one reset, and that is a dangerous chance. Moist, congrats. You turned it round after the first.
Let's
getting pretty nervy in this one here. Moist will be thinking that they're confident about going to this major, but if they go out, they'll be thinking of all the permutations. You know, oh, what if Hogan Mode do this? What if that happens? Surely we can't not make it from the position that we're in. But, you know, you're asking about it at the top of the series, Stumpy. Cash has been in the position of going into day 3 and day 2 at an event, everyone assuming he's going to win, and then going out in 16th and not making a major. That sticks on your mind. I'm so happy to see him smiling, because that implies that those ghosts are being exorcised.
Without going into it in too much detail, that encompasses 21-22, fall, winter, and spring, where they were so close to coming on that last regional just to secure that 5th place. Then the first regional of fall, the first major, the fall major of this season, they managed to squeak it through despite finishing 12th to 14th. Then in winter, they lost. They, I believe, got reverse swept or something by Liquid, or they just got beaten by Liquid, and then they couldn't beat G1 then to go to San Diego. This is the chance for Cash to rewrite that story, or at least change what this ending of that story would be. Start to have this uplift when it gets to Regional 3s. You've not got the Regional 3 debuff. You can be a Regional 3 merchant and make sure that you do succeed in 5th place.
Against G1 as well. G1 who would love to break Moist's heart all over again after blocking their ticket to San Diego. And they start with Game 1 best, and they do it again in Game 3.
It's somewhat poetic though, isn't it? That it comes down to G1 and Moist, G1 and Cash again to be able to try and fight for that land spot.
Well, Juicy's going to close this one down against Oli. And for the first time, I would say the opening 30 seconds or so have been even. After the first couple of games were so weighted towards one team or the next. Who's going to be the first to really change that and try and claim that initiative back? That's a good close down from Juicy, who is looking confident today, Stumpy. I'd say of the 3 Moist players, Juicy's looking most likely to be demanding that ball.
And the only one so far to not change his car either. He's stuck firmly in that Fennec, whereas you've seen Joyo go over towards the Mustang, and then you've got Cash heading to the Fennec as well. So, yeah, seems to be very much locked in and wanting to continue to the success from last time.
I believe that Joyo uses the Mustang. The Moist.
Yeah, I was so close to moving on, Carl. I was so close. I really wanted to, and then you said Mustang again, and
Joyo.
Just a little bit of sick in my mouth.
In the Mustang, follows it up, but only gets it to the side.
Mustang. Minute and 30, near enough elapsed as the ball flies its way back down towards Cash in this back corner. Atomic goes to the ceiling, Cash completely misses, whips it round, then just sort of tries to hold on, gets a strong 50, challenges versus Oli, then creeps it out into the opposite corner. Cash, those nerves starting to form. Juicy can't block that one out. Not by any means, and Atomic is there to strike.
Look at the angle of that double tap. Juicy couldn't get past Dorito, and then Atomic smashes his second touch home. No one from Moist can get there. Joyo and Cash were going for it. And that's exactly what G1 needed to get themselves going again after they'd slowed down so much in Game 2.
I feel like just opening up those goals, we've seen how much it did for Moist. They got 4 in the end versus G1 in the second game. G1 coming back and getting 1 after getting 4-1. It's going to be huge for their mentality. Joyo just 1 towards the net, but with nobody there. Seems to be the tale of Joyo in this series so far, where he has an idea, he gets the ball there, and then it's just Baron in the midfield. Tumblebee flies past Cash with 1 fake and dribbled in the net by Atomic. It is an own goal, but it was orchestrated by this man.
You can see the desperation in Atomic's car. They're like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? Do I hit the ball? Especially when Joyo was charging him down as well. There was nothing the poor man could do in the end apart from roll it into his own net. So his beautiful double tap earlier, completely and utterly undone a few seconds later, but he's got another chance to make up for it. He shoots into the top corner. Cash gets the save. G1 coming forward again. Dorito about 14 touches. There was a pancake in there. There was a flip reset. There was all sorts.
There's a waffle.
Dorito waffly pancake sounds weirdly delicious, but we'll get back to that one later. Joyo gets it towards Cash. Very twosy game this, very ground-based. Lots of fakes and lots of, feints going towards the ball and then leaving it. I don't see that too often in 3s.
Lovely pass from Dorito Central. Oli can't quite get the first touch, but instead recovers and can then catch with 0 boost. He has to leave. Cash, monstrous flick onto the back wall, caught by Atomic on that chance. Under half of the game left, drawn completely level in games and also in goals. Then we approach that final 2 minutes. That one's high, lurking above the goal. Blue player to shoot. but Joyo with 150, Juicy under the second. Oli, time on that side wall, but as it scoops up high, so only Joyo in the skies to shoot. One to flip
No way.
board. Central pass again. Probably wanted that to be a shot. Wasn't able to get anything from it though.
But on the other end, G1 might be able to do just that. Dorito, he goes around the corner. Juice is closing in. Where's the next touch here from Dorito? Couldn't quite get it. Atomic, the only goal scorer so far in this game, isn't able to get his third on the board between both teams. And Dorito takes the go against Joyo. Joyo's starting to worm his way into this series, I would say. Cassius takes a snapshot. Atomic sends it high. And it's 1-1. Precarious balance between Moist and G1.
I think that Joyo has been good in this series so far. I'd rather put it on Cash and Juicy to not be there for his passes. Yes, there's going to be part of the onus is on the player passing as well to make sure that somebody is there. But I think that you need to be playing a little bit more proactively. What a clear from Cash.
Bang.
Kisses the ceiling, just barely. And a minute remaining with the possession falling back down towards Cash. Another snapshot, another redirect with one pass down from Joyo. Slows it devastatingly in front of that orange net with one fake. A chance. Dorito jumps just to get the save for the shot that never came.
Joyo can slam this one down again with the attempted assist. Cash leaves it out. Good composure from him, even in these high-pressure moments, but he is tackled in the end. Atomic, though, misses his wave dash. And Joyo can come forward. He's been so close to sinking one of these. He tries again, if only to get the assist, if just to do anything. But G1 now come forward until Cash is met. Juicy misses, though. Another chance goes begging for Moist. Can they just do what they're so desperate to do and push this ball in? The goal not with Joyo being challenged by Oli. Juicy keeps the pressure on, though. Dorito up against Joyo. Surely no! Oli from underneath clears yet again.
Time and time again, G1 skin is saved. Final 15, Cash with one reset with zero boost. He has to fall back down to the floor. Joy up for one, down for two.
Finally.
It's the second goal. Finally, Moist put themselves ahead.
Joyo with his sixth shot of the game is finally able to sink one. And Moist Esports, they can taste the Boston Major.
Joy with only one shot less than the entire rest of the lobby combined. The final 10 seconds ticking down. It'll be desperation from G1, but a good chance. Atomic goes that central, but Dorito's far too far away. That's going to hit the floor. No, not quite until
The floor.
Cash slams it down. Moist Esports 2-1.
That was a scrap, Stumpy Goblin. I think Moist Esports in the hot English weather are going to be absolutely steaming right now because that was high pressure. I think they won't believe they didn't score earlier on. There were 7 saves from G1, and sometimes I feel the saves statistic can be a little bit misleading. You know, like you get a 50-50 and they call it a save. That was 7 proper saves.
That was. Sorry, I just took a sip of coffee. I thought you were going to continue.
No, I was letting you speak, mate. You sip away. Do you want me to carry
No,
on
I'm
with
done.
those
No,
saves?
honestly, I'm done now.
Good coffee? Good coffee?
Oh, yes, I made it myself. It's nice iced coffee. Oh, decaf, of course.
Brew your own beans.
Moist Esports looking like they have turned this round from that not a horrible game one, but definitely a game one that they would like to forget, and they have done good work to do so. Joyo harkening back to the early Moist days of getting those repeated under like 10-second goals to go ahead in a series or tie it up, but a vital goal to go through. Juicy with the sidiest cam I've ever seen in my life, and their coach Noah need to be able to continue with the trend that they have been on. We're making sure that they are passing intelligently and not just giving that possession away. G1, they continue with their hopes in their hands and their hearts on their sleeves. They need this win, otherwise they are gone from the major.
In winter, Cash lost to G1 as he played for Quadrant, and they didn't make the major. Now he has the chance of all but confirming that his new team Moist will make the major if they can just get through one more game of the 2 they have left. G1 are going to do everything to make sure that's not the case. Juicy has Atomic in the corner, Oli there now, getting involved. And this is what G1 want to do. They want to just completely overload the Moist defense like they could in game 1. It's looked less likely in the following 2, but that danger's always there. But here's real danger for G1. What a finish. Top right corner from Juicy.
Open net for Juicy to shoot on, and you bet that he is not missing them. A lovely 50 from Joyo forces Oli then to come in just to clear it anywhere by a haphazard, sloppy touch. Sees it fall towards Juicy, and Moist with 1 goal in the opening 35 seconds. They're starting as they mean to go on.
With each goal, with each block, with each good defensive clear, the pressure will just start to drop away from Moist Esports, and the belief will start to overtake them. That's a great punt forward onto the backboard. Atomic Placed to the side, there was a demo that came in from Juicy to Dorito. Haven't seen too many aggressive plays between these two teams just yet. It's been quite clean Rocket League, especially from Moist towards G1. I see G1 have got more demos overall. As Dorito comes from the side, but he's dunked out by Cash. Cash now wants to get involved in everything. I'd say all three players from Moist are the same. It was Juicy earlier on, but now Joyo has awoken. Has to be blocked by Dorito and is. Cash puts it into the center. Juicy can only force a save between two G1 players, but look at the pressure that Moist have.
And that has been the absolute key for them as well. They don't do too many counterattacks, I feel. They're just going for most of the opportunities that they get until Dorito on the opposite side. Dorito, no. He's not able to get anything from it. Shoots it completely wide, trying to be sneaky and get it into the corner with no defenders. In the end, it just bounces completely awry.
Oh, look at Cash pre-jumping on the ceiling. He's already there. This is the version of Cash that we want to see when Moist have a little bit of pressure on themselves, already all but nailed on for this major, but this would just make the belief all the sweeter. And making yet another championship Sunday wouldn't be too bad either. Juicy is punted out of the air. Is he going to land somewhere helpful for Moist? No, he's not. He just falls to Dorito. G1 can come forward, but Stumpy, it's Moist that have all the pressure.
3 minutes remain for G1's live. Juicy on the backboard, clears it nicely below until he gets bumped horribly from behind. Good opportunity taken from G1. Look at Oli bumping here. Completely destroys Juicy's touch. Dorito comes in for that low 50, sneaks it beneath. T54, a goal back for G1.
It has to be said, though, that that was a defensive mistouch from Juicy to go so low and get the ball so close to his own goal. So keep a close eye on him. Will he be able to step back up? We have seen him try and hide a little bit after making mistakes so far in Moist's split. Hoping that we still see him attacking, still see him going. Because Moist are playing at their best. And that's not helping either, is it?
Yeah, I mean, he got harassed during that touch. Yes, it was low. I think there were a couple of touches that then came on him, which made it a lot harder. But yeah, he's just getting harassed whenever he stays a touch more sedentary, which is what the opposition are going to want because it makes it a much easier target to hit.
Tomic puts that one into the center, but that should be savable. No, Dorito has such great speed. Oli's there. Could make this 2-1 if he can angle the redirect. Not quite there. A huge chance for G1.
G1 going to be seeing these chances go by over and over again. Juicy up for the second touch, but cleared away by Dorito on the backboard. Joyo now midfield, sees Cash, goes solo instead. 50 alongside Oli. Dorito with a nothing touch, and yet again falling back down towards a Moist player. Under 2 minutes. Time starting to run out for both these teams to win it in regulation.
Lovely Joyo play from the ceiling. Follows it up as well. Dorito's challenge just sends it high as far as Juicy. He has got himself involved again. To the backboard with him. Atomic misses it. Oli, though, he nips in ahead of Joyo. And asks the question of Cash. Does he have the answer? He does for now. It's a good challenge yet again. Moist doing well, but there is a huge demo from Dorito on Juicy. Oli's coming forward, putting that one to the corner. Following it up himself, but it's a bit too floaty. And Moist should be able to get this one away safely. Joyo going for a flip reset above his own goal. I wouldn't dare do it, but then I'm not Joyo.
Joyo with a shot, just goes below the crossbar on that chance with a good setup by Cash. Nothing can come from it on this chance. Instead, now it falls to Dorito. Now, just attempting to get this ball out of their half. Instead, it is pressure. It is G1 completely under the press. And this time they've conceded before. That's another shot from Joyo. Goes just high. Cash opts to the backboard touch, but Atomic's already there. Juicy was waiting midfield with no defenders on him. Potential misplay, but the pressure begins to abate for G1.
You got to say credit to Oli as well. He read that post hit that was not simple to do. Cash in danger of overplaying things. I'd say that's Moist's biggest weakness so far here on Utopia. Maybe getting a little bit too confident, trying to not be scared, you know, and potentially making a mistake. Overcompensate. Joyo's up. He's got the read. Who's going to be following this one up next? The ball is just landing in front of the blue goal. Oli was nowhere near, but now he gets his chance.
The scary touches, and they are coming out again from G1 with one bump, one demo, one touch. It falls down back towards Juicy. Another save. Now Moist under that press. A pinch wide of the net. Final 10 seconds ticks down. G1, this final push. Joyo to cut it out. Juicy to turn. Cash is there instead. 1v1. Does he go low with it? Instead he goes side with it. Cash, banishing his demons, may well have secured Moist the major.
Put the storyline of Cash not performing in third regionals away. That goal there may just secure Moist the major and the trip to Boston. If they can survive for 3 more seconds, the kickoff comes in. Oli's underneath it. It's a scrap and it stays up as well. Oli has Atomic in front of him. Atomic into the center. He gets it above the goal. Oli was so close to putting that one away. Somehow it stays out. Joyo says, let's go. I think his teammates just go, phew.
Unbelievable.
Because Moist make it through against G1.